Over the last week, I've been messing around with Claude Code a lot. And one of the things I'm getting into is how much it can change and organize how I am using my resources on my computer. So this is just the way that I'm working at the minute, which is this. I've got Claude Code set up on two different windows. This Claude Code here is connected to my notes folder. So this is like a daily reflection. This is like things that I'm working on. It's certain things that I want Claude to know about me. You know, it's certain things that I've done each day that I want to remember, that if I go back into, it's just like this diary. And this one is connected to my Obsidian Vault folder. So this is really the one where I'm using this for teaching, that I'm using for files or for books or whatever it is. So this was amazing. I didn't think that it would do this, but it was quite shocking. So this is what happened. In my Finder, in my Obsidian Vault folder, I've got this Book Buddy. And Book Buddy is an app that I've got on my phone, which basically has all my books in it. So I asked the Book Buddy app to export out as a CSV all my books. And as you can see, what it's done is it's got all these, it's got all the information that I've got in these books. And what I wanted to do basically was just to see if Claude Code would be able to read this CSV file and extract out all of the relevant music technology books for me, and maybe go a little bit further and maybe link these into the areas that I've got. So that's what the whole point of this video is today. So again, this is my Claude Code connected to my notes or my daily reflections, and that this is the actual Claude looking into this folder here. Okay, so in the first instance, I just spoke to Claude, so there was no prompting really. And basically what I said to it was, I've got this CSV file and I want you to go through it and maybe extract out some parts for chapters or whatever it is. I just want to see if you could do this. So not surprisingly, Claude was able to do this. It was able to search through and pick apart all these individual books. As you can see here, it's got books relevant to music technology. It's got books relevant to music history, books relevant to education. So this is quite cool, I think. What Claude did, which was amazing, was that it created this step-by-step plan. In the first step, it's going to create this database of technology books. That's great. Second step is going to take those books and make more of a topic-specific book. And then the next step was cross-referencing the system, updating the MD file that I've got in there, and then add book chapters for reference. And then the last part of this was the student resource integration. So this is what it came out with. This is my Obsidian Vault that takes my diaries or my ideas or just things that I wanted to mess around with in Claude. And again, this is connected to this window here. So I can talk back and forth with it. I can have Claude create folders or files. So let's just take 1.12. This is one of the areas that I teach and the topics that I teach. So what this has done essentially has done is it's gone into the correct folder, which is the resources here. And what it's done under that resources, it has now created this new folder called reference books. And in the reference books, it's now created a 1.12 book recommendation. So what it's done is that, as you can see, it's tagged everything. It's got these core textbooks that are relevant to the actual topic. And it's gone through each one of these, and it's mentioned about the author, key chapters. It's quite staggering what it's done. And then it's gone into genres. It's gone into direct mapping. So yeah, I mean, this is just incredible. What it's done here is that it's actually told me that I can now use this for the Haas effect, slap back in here, and then yeah, it links it into current material that I've done. Now this is very important because this is just nuts. So this here, this task 2, this is an assignment that I gave to my class. So what Claude has done is that it's referenced an assignment that I gave, a task that I gave to my students, and it's recognized that I used this this kind of echo, and it's then linked it into all of these, which is just astonishing. And again, as you can see, it's just linked everything into current materials that I'm doing for certain tasks. I have gone back and checked this, and this is accurate. So enhancements, it's gone into the quizzes. This is just insane. It's gone into the actual quizzes that I've got in this, and the quizzes are under, I think, teaching materials in here. Yeah, under here. So it's basically mapped in my quizzes to this as well, which is just insane. Just absolutely, I just can't get over this. Key concepts. Yeah, so it's broken this down. Practical exercises. Oh my God, look at this. Okay, so I didn't realize it was doing this. Okay, so past paper links. No, surely that hasn't done this. Okay, so past paper links here. So what I did is let me find this. No, it's in assessment tools. I've got a past paper question, and what I basically did, I'll have to do another diary on this, but I basically just gave Claude past papers and said extract all the questions from this paper are relevant to this topic, and it has done that. But what it's also done is that it's referenced the book that I'll be using, or that I should use for this paper. So let's just see if this works. I don't even know if this would work or not. So this is 2024 question A. So this would be question A5F. So here, yeah, it's correct. There's a bit of formatting issue there. I'll just fix that. That is just insane. That is absolutely just nuts. So this is something that I had Claude do in another session, which is about differentiation, and I think what it's done, which again I think is accurate for like foundation students, is recommended these two books here, and then for more advanced students it's on this, which it is accurate. This book in particular is quite difficult, and it would only be for students of a A or A star level. It's given me extension work. Yeah, mock exams here, practical assessments. I don't know how I feel about these quotes or not. I don't know where Claude got this from. I might even ask it, where did I actually get this from? And then, yeah, this related files. Just absolutely insane. So I wanted to see about how it would do this differently with another area, because I thought, well, maybe it's just, somewhat like guessing, and maybe that all this stuff is the exact thing, and it just copy and pasted it from one section into the next. So this is section 1.12 here. And now I'm going to go into another area, which is 1.3 for synthesis. So again, be aware that this is in the exact same area. So technical resources and technical resources. So again, what it's done is that it's recognized that it's going to put it into the exact same area. So the teaching resources goes on here. Reference books goes in there. And again, I've got a lot of stuff in here that I've taken off the internet, or that I've got from myself. So here's the book recommendation, and I just wanted to see if the books are different from synthesis to it is to 1.12. So core textbooks, let's just see, core textbooks, yeah. So it's different. So this big studio one is different from this electronic one, and it's the same thing here. Key chapters. Let me just see about that. So electronic music here, and this goes here. So key chapters, it's actually, that is nuts. It's actually went into it and then broke this down to where I can figure out where in the book I want to, it even references the student level here. So basically what this has done is that it's given me a different set of books for this topic, 1.3, than it has for 1.12. So this is my diary in here, and this is my my Obsidian vault, which has all the information about what we just did. So why don't we just do this? I'm going to ask Claude if it can recommend on the internet, based on my books, like 10 other books that it could recommend. Based around my CSV file that you've analyzed for music technology books, could you recommend 10 music technology books and put this into a table, please? All right, let's see what it does. So this is taking quite some time for it to do this search and to get these books. So I'm just going to go back into my my notes here. And again, this Claude Notes is connected to this. So I just wanted to give you an example about how I'm using this. So you can see that I've got different sessions in here. Each one of these sessions basically is me going into it and just doing something that I was doing on Claude Code or another AI. So I think what I'm going to do now is, let me just give you an example of this. I'm going to ask Claude to put in another session, and I'll just give it a really quick explanation about what we did. Okay, so in my Claude Code notes, can you add another session in there? And with this time, basically what I've done is I've gone through a web search using Claude Code, and I asked it to create a list of books that I don't have in my CSV file and to search the internet for new books for me. Okay, so now that I've given it this prompt and I hit OK, now watch this. What it should do now within this, yes, as you can see, it's created this now new session for me, and it's basically taken that very, very long prompt here, me just talking out loud about X, Y, and Z, and it's put it into more of a condensed way that I can just really quickly read this. So with that, let me go back to the web search that it was doing. So this was the books that are essential and why that they're essential. So there's a study guide. Yeah, so it's done it. That's quite amazing. Okay, I think that's all for today.